Hello guys, what's up?
Hello, hi, donkey.
Okay, hi guys, what's good?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our podcast.
Yes, the one and only.
The one and only podcast.
The It Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so finally back for the second episode. We're here, we're recording yet another episode, the second episode of our podcast about mental health, student mental health. And we are excited to be back recording this because we've got a lot that we have to unpack for you guys. For us as well, because we're also learning in this process. Today in studio is the four of us. It is I, Leslie, and...
Hi, Kose again.
And Zoe, of course, I have to be there.
The queen, the fake
The
queen. The self-proclaimed fake queen.
No, don't do that.
That
You're
doesn't
killing
get
my
any applause
self-esteem.
when she mentions the fact that she's a queen.
You're killing my self-esteem, bruh.
Oh, well, antivirus, of course.
It's funny.
She's the
It's
queen.
funny how it's the first time you're
the
being a
Rose.
part of the episode, and you're saying, "Of course, it's to a rose," as if people know.
What are you trying to do?
As if people know. They don't
Okay,
know.
That's bullying.
I hope everybody was okay. How are you guys?
We
with
should
the
be
past?
asking you. You had this problem. Like, what did he say he was doing? And
Someone
gnashing his teeth. How are you?
Gnashing his
Have you
teeth. That's
been
what he was
okay?
doing.
Have you been okay?
Wow. First
Tell
of all,
us.
it is not the gnashing of teeth.
What is it?
Gnashing of teeth is that thing that you see in cartoons, where the teeth hit against each other so hard. Exactly. I don't know what that sound is.
Person with
but
rabies.
I don't know what that sound is, but like, it's not gnashing of teeth. It is just grinding my teeth.
So how are
Suddenly.
you?
It's still the same. It's like I've been doing it for I think years now. Ngozi, how are you doing?
Well, I want to finish school, but COVID is not giving me the allowance.
The opportunity to
Yeah.
finish.
Somebody's really passionate about school.
Definitely.
We were supposed to write exams. Is it not like on the 2nd of August?
Guys, don't act like school is the only thing happening to
It
you. happening
is
to
right
you guys in your
now.
life.
At this point,
Should have finished in July.
I should be done.
No, in June.
You should
In
be wearing
April.
a suit now.
Last year, actually.
Yes,
should be
but
wearing-
here we are.
You should be wearing a suit to students pan or
You know,
like,
trying to look for a
Yes,
proper
like
job.
we call you like, hey,
Yeah.
come for a few drinks. What's up?
You know,
But here we are. We stuck here.
But anyway, it's good to hear that everybody's doing well because health is the most important thing that anyone can and should ever wish for.
Yeah.
Today, what are we talking about?
the COVID experience
Yes.
as students.
Yeah, we're just going to be talking about how COVID has affected everybody, specifically those that are struggling with mental health. And we're just going to be looking at the various situations and scenarios where COVID has really had a toll on the mental state of, or the mental happiness and health of, students all over the world.
But yeah, in any case, COVID has been really a stress for, I think, everyone in general. But yeah, since we're students, we have to see how it comes onto us. For one, like she was saying, she's not even enjoying the whole varsity experience, right?
Yeah, and that's such a bummer. There's a lot of people, like, not even just varsity,
Yeah.
grade ones.
They don't even know
For
how to,
one.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, freshmen, like, they haven't experienced varsity, they haven't experienced that, growth in their lives that everybody should experience. And there's even people that have graduated during this time and it's not the same thing that they were hoping for.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's just a
Obviously,
horrible
because
time.
people are used to driving to school and you get to do this like physically there. But now with COVID, people are just doing it online. It's not the same anymore.
True.
It's not the same. You don't now do what you were doing, going into the hall, like at NAST, going to the ceremonial hall and seeing your friends, and
dying
then
there.
all of you guys throw your
Ceremonial
caps
hall.
up there
Ceremonial.
and you're happy,
Yeah.
But now it's all online, which
Yeah.
is pretty.
And it's actually quite really, I don't know, it's a stress. A lot of people are getting taken by COVID now. And the fact that we are already in a situation where our country is not really the best for us to be living as students.
Yeah.
Because even after we graduate, we don't know what happens with our lives. And then now it comes where there is this thing called COVID and it's changing our lives again into a situation that's already 6 feet under. So that means we're going 12 feet under now. So now we're being forced into trying to live in a situation where we know we're actually having a hard time, but we are trying to adjust to. It's just hard after hard after hard, and that becomes unbearable. Yeah.
Imagine you are struggling. I'm going to talk about school. I know Leslie doesn't like school anyways, but I'm going to talk about this. Talking about minds, it was, before COVID, you were finding it difficult to grasp some concepts physically at school. But now you have to do these lectures online.
I can't even raise my hand,
You can't even ask because network is just something else, and probably some of us don't even have the data to attend the lectures. I think some of these results that we are seeing really are not someone's original results. You could have done better, but because there is COVID and there are all these factors that are contributing, guys, it tends to be quite difficult.
Yes. In as much as we can take light of a topic of relationshiping as students, it is a thing and it happens, and some people actually find happiness in their partners. And the fact that someone is
why
not...
are you saying some people? Like, dude.
He doesn't find.
Listen,
you don't find happiness in me.
No.
No. What are you saying? You don't find happiness in me.
I didn't want to dwell on this one, but basically what I mean is there are a lot of people, not all of them, but there are a lot of people that are in universities that are in like really serious relationships, like really meaningful relationships.
I mean, a lot of people are always aiming at getting married and marrying after.
As soon as they finish varsity.
So definitely they have to be like in serious relationships.
So there's a lot of people that are in serious relationships. There's like some casual relationships here and there. That's why I personally like to believe you don't necessarily find happiness in those. Especially now that you can't meet up with that casual
Who broke your heart?
It's facts. It's just facts.
Oh, but who broke your heart?
Still?
Some of us are actually very happy.
Hey, exactly. Some of you aren't. That's basically the truth. There's some people that were really in a serious relationship and now that there's no school to talk about, they're not meeting. So that also, plays a part in really distorting the peace and health, the mental health of, the students around here.
Yeah, think of the people who broke up during that 1 year lockdown. That's
the first
6 months
lockdown.
straight.
Yeah.
My God, people broke up.
I don't think we can do this anymore. As you can see,
The distance
The distance is getting,
Some cheated on during that period. Someone prefers to date someone in their wood.
Yes, infidelity was a real thing. It was a big thing.
is.
No traveling. It still is. Yeah. So it's really unbearable for a lot of them.
Well, for now, how COVID, when COVID happened, I can't now go and see my girl because unless I decide to risk it. But then it so happens that I really can't do that. And yeah, maybe if you listen, I want this SRC was it's better than come over the phone. Now COVID happens miles away from each other. And yeah, I can't tell that person how I feel though. Well, I don't know. Maybe not a lot of people can handle long distance relationships.
Exactly.
Right.
Not everyone can handle long distance relationships.
Yeah, well, I would like to think a lot of people cannot handle it.
Almost everyone.
You see,
Just
and now
90%.
COVID is telling you,
You are now in a long distance
relationship. Whether you like it or not, your relationship is now.
It's worse for like the people in different cities.
Imagine now because of that already, I'm thinking to myself, Philly, why am I even in this? Now,
I'm too young,
I'm not getting stressed. I'm anxious about how I don't know who they are with in their city or what they are doing in their city.
Assuming good in a perfect world without COVID, not perfect, but in a world without COVID, trust Yako would be there would be a lot more reinforcement if you meet regularly.
Yeah.
Compared to like when you're just compared to when you're just linking on the phone. And then one of the partner goes, okay, sorry babe, I have to go do the dishes, or
But
I have to go see
nurturing.
my uncle. And then it's just like zing zing. Is it an uncle?
Good night. Imagine.
So true, and they are preparing to in your
I've got
mind
a
probably
headache.
because you also link up with people who do that. You are thinking maybe she's now preparing to go somewhere. And you're like,
So it really is a hectic situation
yeah.
that COVID is causing.
And you know, guys, I was also thinking, Uguti, there are some people who treat their partners as their best friends.
Yeah.
Like you get to share whatever happens. You maybe had a hectic day at work. You go back, or you just type, or you call your partner, or you just call your partner over, and then you start telling them what was going on, blah, 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 blah. And then this happens that you are thinking it's now a long distance relationship, and we don't even know when this COVID is going to end, and I'm not going to see them. People actually broke up, and then now you're just left alone. You have no one to tell what's bothering you. In the end, you just get depressed, or you know.
Now it goes back to really it being on your mind the whole time. What you know, Mundram saying chill.
You know, exactly.
So, my separating guys.
This guy is crying for real, guys.
It was actually tearing up.
And guys, like, you know what we were talking about before this, isn't we were talking about you were talking about that need of assurance. It actually leads to anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, you get anxious.
There's other factors as a COVID that factor into people not being in the best of health mentally. Obviously, we just spoke about relationships. The other thing that we can talk about is, you know, the financial side of things. Especially in our country that is not financially upbeat or stable, and things are tough. People depend on businesses working and going out. Yeah, even physical thing is labor and whatnot.
Most of them, really, it's physical.
Yeah, going out every day just to make ends meet, because a lot of them/us are living, you know, from hand to mouth. You don't have that many savings, and you don't have that luxury of having a huge sum of money at a time to do things, or at least to survive for some time. So I feel like that's one other thing that is affecting people or students during this time, you know, because the parents won't be able to support their education and stuff like that, don't you think?
I'm a university student right now. How will my mom or my aunt or my dad who finished school in grade 7 help me with my university stuff? Yeah, now parents are being forced to be teachers, actually, not just for us who are universities, but even little kids, you know. And I don't know, it's quite a trip.
And also we then look at the actual students who like are self-employed and are paying for their own tuition.
Exactly. And
their own everything. Now they can't work, they are stuck at home, but they still need to work because then there are online classes that are going on. They need to purchase data, they need to pay for their tuition, but they can't work. Yeah. So it becomes a busted situation.
But honestly, guys, I would really love to commend those students. I think the very first lockdown, it really came as a lesson. Yeah. And after that, I've just been seeing a lot of students. Some are just selling bags, doing forex, changing money, hustling. Hey, this thing has created hustlers.
That's what the whole COVID situation has, maybe taught us how to survive.
Yeah, not only to rely on a single
source of income, aka your parents.
That's the main source of income anyway. Especially as a student, main source of income is your parents.
Exactly.
And it's if we're in a situation where they can't even support you as well,
those many people who live from hand to mouth, is definitely going to affect the students anyway.
Yeah.
Some students actually feel left out now because they couldn't, get data
to actually attend lectures and
and then we are just going to see the criminal activities rising because obviously they need the money.
Which is crazy.
Some are forced to defer.
Some are forced to defer. Some are forced to steal.
And then you're watching your peers proceed with school when it's
depressing. It's depressing.
You're stuck at home.
I know a guy. He now goes around plating people. He deferred because of that, and now he's plating people so that he gets money to pay for school fees for one.
Imagine. At least he's doing something. The most important thing in these situations is to at least try and do something. Get into action and try and make plans to get out of that situation. Which I'm sure is something we'll talk about at the end of the episode. To try and see what can we do as
make of this situation
to improve these things.
So alright guys, I think now we can talk about the impacts of COVID to the students in the society in general.
Yeah,
Right.
as the student lives in a society and not just at school.
Yeah.
Before we started recording this episode, you had mentioned something about the stats and students looking up the COVID stats, statistics, and getting to learn which of the deaths are really at a national all-time high.
The publishing of AMA statistics is for a good cause, keeping people alert of what's going on in the society. But I feel like to some extent it inflicts fear in people. Really, you imagine you're staying in town and the statistics come saying that in town there's been like 30 deaths. Definitely you will be depressed. You will get scared. Like, is it gonna be me next or who is next? Imagine, because definitely once in a while you have to go out, do the groceries, or go out, do this. It keeps you in fear, scared, and that on its own gets you depressed.
Yes, because we sometimes we forget which students are also members of the community as well. And when the community is not well, the students aren't well. And at the same time, the student has to go to school and attend classes and focus on their studies and try and make the best out of whatever situation they're in at school. Whether lama carry, whether they want to come out with a first-class degree, they have to focus on their school. But, it comes as a distraction.
Imagine how students at MSU felt during that time when they were saying there are 100 students who had COVID.
At MSU.
At MSU.
And at the
with
same time,
COVID.
you have to do whatever it takes to learn and get books from others and go for group discussions and attend lessons.
And all these lockdowns, generally getting depressed, thinking, so when am I really going to finish? It's supposed to be a 4-year degree, but it's going for like 5 now.
Yeah.
Am I really going to finish, guys? Really, am I? All those questions that you ask yourself.
Sometimes you can talk like that and it's like a bad thing, but I tend to view it as a good thing.
Why?
Imagine 20 years from now telling your kids, I did a 7-year degree.
You mean a 4-year
And
degree in
then,
7
no,
years?
you don't mention which is a 4-year degree.
Imagine, guys, honestly, let me not lie. At some point, I was depressed. Really, really depressed.
Serious?
Because of this. Yeah,
Wow.
like the statistics. I just told myself I'm going to stop following the statistics. I'm not saying it's a good idea. If it's not really a good one for you, I think you should follow them. But I told myself I'm going to stop following the statistics, and I became a fan of TikTok. I don't want to say an addict, but I became a fan of TikTok. But it was helpful because it was like therapy. It was helping me not really dwell much onto what's happening around.
Yeah, you found a way to do with it.
Find something to do to keep yourself occupied. Because if you just sit and you're looking at probably a pile of your books, they're sitting and not being used because you're not really going to school, you definitely are going to get depressed because you have this long conversation in your head. It happens.
Yeah.
So I'm
that's
not
true.
a TikTok addict, but I found a way to cope using TikTok.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Trying to make yourself feel better.
Guys, I'm not...
That's the important thing, is it not?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Making
exactly
myself
what
feel
I'm saying. That's why I said
Exactly.
hallelujah. You're trying to make yourself feel better. It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I also realized there are some universities that have started these online discussion groups on mental health. I think those have also been helping students cope. Like,
Yes. And, things like this podcast. And again, I think we're mentioning things that we can, as students, do to kind of deal with all these situations. Someone mentioned TikTok, being a fan / fanatic, and definitely
I
not
feel attacked.
an addict of TikTok. That's a good way of coping with, that depression. You'd also mentioned AMA groups.
Yeah, I've noticed there are quite a couple of groups that have been formed to support students, everyday mental health groups,
Choose to
support
Live.
groups, choose to live. There's also a student mental, not
It
student.
was just a program though, Choose to Live. It was for mental health, suicide prevention, because we noticed that cases were rising, suicide cases were rising, so we had to create a program, Choose to Live.
In as much as we remember what we said in the first episode, that in as much as we also look at this physical health is important. Mental health is honestly important.
Yes,
You eat
yes.
every day. I think you need something to support your mental health every day. And I've also realized students are now into selling, side hustles to support your. I think someone once, is it Nkosi who mentioned this? Hustlers.
Yeah. So that's another thing that you can do.
Obviously.
Instead of just sitting around and cleaning, going, I wonder when this will end. I'm not able
Mama,
to do
ngicela imali
this.
ye-airtime.
Dating ngicela WhatsApp because I'm always at home. Just, try and make something happen. Try and, instead of asking for money for data, ask for money for capital. If you can get it, and then try and see what you can do about that, if you can. Just the most important thing is to try. We as students are also going through the exact same things that we've been talking about, and it's very important to know as students how we can deal with these things.
Yeah. And remember, bottom line, whatever you're going through, find someone to talk to.
Exactly, that's so important.
It's important.
It can even work as how you can write instead.
Journaling.
Yes.
Really don't feel like telling someone. Just
You feel better after writing.
Or
You
just
do.
record a video on your phone. I know someone that records some of the videos on their computer. The way they explain it to me is they've got a diary on their computer and they literally go and record a video and just talk with the computer, have a one-on-one session, and then when they're done, the diary, the software takes the video, blocks it out, and they can't access it.
Really?
I don't know how that helps.
Oh, that's technology.
But
People are
basically,
listening
it's like a burner diary. Which you just talk and then
so all they need is to vent to.
Exactly.
You have to talk as if you're talking to someone.
Yeah. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, we're here. That's what we're here for.
Definitely.
You can definitely hit us up on our social media platforms, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. And again, thank you for being with us in this episode as we spoke of what we spoke of, and it was so deep, so profound.
I feel like I've poured my heart out.
We
to
all
you
did.
guys.
We all did, and we're super excited to be going through this journey with you. And we hope,
Always.
and we hope you
always
enjoy,
do.
and we
We always
hope,
do.
yeah, we always hope you enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoyed recording it.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to what you guys are going to tell us. All those comments.
In the comment section.
In the comments.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And be your brother's keeper. Don't forget to check on others, just see how they're doing. Alright, guys.
So,
see ya.
see you in the next
Bye.
episode, people.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.